Jay, we want you to think about the sacrifices that you've made in your life to get you to this moment right now, right here, today. What are those sacrifices? How many years would you say that's been?
Oh, I would say that, I would honestly say that I've probably sacrificed most of my life in pursuit of this. I'm single, don't have a girlfriend, don't have any kids. And I look at all of my friends, some of the friends that I mentioned earlier from college and everything. They've got beautiful families, lovely kids, great careers, nice homes. And those are things that I sometimes think that I might have if I hadn't been pursuing screenwriting as hard as I've been. I think that I probably just would have maybe done something else, but settled into that nice normal career and have, the home and the family and everything like that. Another thing is family, like my sisters, my nieces and nephews. I didn't really go back to Memphis often to visit once I left. I mean, I tried every once in a while, but I felt that this is what I've got to do. This is, this is what I'm pursuing. And one of my sisters even told me that she had this discussion with the other siblings, is that Jay's dream is bigger than the rest of us, and he's got to chase that. And when she told me that she had that discussion, it made me feel a bit guilty, because she's right in that I have kind of ignored them for this bigger dream. It's something that I'm working on. I'm trying to see family a lot more. You just make that time to really live a life outside of the pursuit, because I don't want to achieve success one day and then not have anyone to share it with. Whether we're talking about a romantic relationship or whether we're just talking about family. My parents have passed away, and one of my sisters passed away recently. And I sometimes, do feel guilty. It's like I've been chasing this, and maybe I should have spent more time with them. So
Okay, and I honor that, and I can understand how you might feel that way. What if, you talked about being an outcast. What if not everybody is meant and is really cut out for, just because someone has the quote normal life and 9-to-5 job and the trappings of success, doesn't mean they don't have other like creative longings. And so it's a trade-off. And so
Right.
some people might know my creative longing is stronger than wanting to have certain things.
Right.
And being okay with that. And I know this society doesn't always honor that. I get that. I understand. As a woman who doesn't have children, so I understand how it can be looked at as you're selfish or whatever. And I'm okay with that. And just I think that's a curse a lot of creative people bear, Is it okay that I haven't done these certain things, but I have something else that I'm chasing or I'm actively doing.
Right.
And just being okay with that.
Right.
Yeah. I guess it's up to the individual.
No, you're absolutely. Yeah, I feel that. I feel like, I have to now do this. I have to achieve some sort of success. And when I say success, I don't mean like millions of dollars and, arms full of gold trophies. Yeah, I just want to make a living in this business. I want to make a living as a screenwriter. And I feel that if I can do that, then the sacrifices definitely would have been worth it. So.
Right.
Yeah.
What does sacrifice mean to you?
That's a great question. When I think about what I've just said, I don't know if Sorry.
No, it's okay. What if I text you, hey Jay, we're all at TGI Fridays right now for happy hour. Can you meet us there?
Probably say no.
You sure? Got these
For
great potato skins and we're having drinks and
Look, I love potato skins and I love alcoholic beverages. But if I'm working on something, or if I feel that I have the time to go to Fridays, could probably spend that time outlining or rewriting. I feel like so much of my time is already taken up by endeavors that aren't really serving, this dream. I've got to give hours to the day job, and I still have to just take care of myself, life things. And so the little bit of free time that I have, I often feel like I need to dedicate that to the craft. Sure, every once in a while I like to, have fun, but but I would probably decline an invitation to just hang out. I know that makes me sound like I'm not a fun individual. I promise I am.
I think after you can get some of that out of your system after a while. I mean, I can only speak for myself, and sometimes you see that some of that goes nowhere.
Mhm.
And then what's really worth it to you? We only have so much time.
Right.
So I don't think it sounds bad.
But I'm like I said, I'm making those efforts. Had like a fantastic like overseas trip with my friends earlier this year. When we thought things were safe, it was safe enough to go. And it was a blast. And some of them I hadn't seen in years, and it was great to see them and see their families and hang out with with them. So I'm making that effort. I am making that effort.
Sure, and then there's the whole like John Sayles, you've got to go out and have a life before you can write about one kind of thing, and
Mm-hmm.
that's understandable. But I know, especially here, and I'm sure in New York as well, maybe other cities, it's easy to get caught up with a lot of that.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Especially when you're younger, and then all the dramas that go around with that, and
Mm-hmm.
some of that, it doesn't go anywhere. So
Yeah.
it's making that decision. Yeah. Do you feel like you've sacrificed enough? Or is there more you could be doing?
There's definitely more I could be doing, but I do think that I've sacrificed plenty. It's about trying to find that balance, I guess. When can I take the break? When can I attend to other things? And just be confident that the screenwriting pursuit will take care of itself. To trust that things are happening the way that they should, which will then, allow me to have that breather to have drinks at Fridays and potato skins, or to, take a trip, with the family.
Right. I mean, there's some people that go on these like sort of almost like monastic retreats within their own lives to work on whatever, and they shut everything out. And maybe that is necessary. They're less like tech monk, and they can't be bothered, and they're doing whatever they're or none or whatever. And I don't know. I don't know how long does that really pay off.
I wonder, because I've done that. I've taken those periods where I've kind of shut everyone and everything out so that I can say work on a script, get something done. And while, I'm usually happy with the work that I produced or what have you, yeah, was that sacrifice really worth it? Was taking that period and shutting everyone and everything out, was it really worth it? I don't know.
What about the sort of Hunter S. Thompson approach? This like gonzo journalism where you're hanging out with motorcycle gangs and try, infiltrate, going on the road with a band as a roadie, or just like, would you ever go on sort of the very opposite to come up with a story idea?
I could see myself doing something like that. Yeah. But because, I understand what the goal is. Like hanging out at Fridays, I don't see, what the goal is. Aside from, having fun and getting drunk and potato skins, I don't really see, that turning into something that would benefit the pursuit. But as you mentioned with the Hunter S. Thompson example, I could see, okay, this is going to turn into a story. This will turn into a script. This will spark, an idea of something, a creative endeavor that is worth pursuing. So yeah, sure, I could see myself doing something like that.